Hello guys, how are you doing? Sorry, I've just got out of the shower, so my hair is soaking wet. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me or first time popping in, my name is Orla, and I'm just going to Orla. Sorry, and I'm just going to. That's my other screen, so I can see the messages coming up. Um, I'm just going to do a couple of disclaimers in here. I have a bulldog, an English bulldog, who you will hear in the background. He is the most annoying a-hole that I know. He is here in the background. You will hear him chewing. He's had his dinner. He's been out to the loo, done all that. I actually thought he'd be asleep by now. He's not asleep by now. So we just have to put up with him making a bit of noise till he falls asleep. So that is the story with him. If you don't like people vaping, I vape. So just to give a disclaimer there that at times I will probably vape. There is a chance as the stream goes on, sometimes I forget myself and some swear words may pop out of my mouth, usually unintentionally, but hey ho, that's the way it goes. So yeah, so once I've said all that, you are all very welcome and hello and welcome back and all the usual pleasantries. Look at my hair. That goes with it. So Siobhan, Dolores, Sven, all the way from Norway. Well, hello. Katie, you made it, love. When are you moving back? I was only thinking about you the other day. I went out to grab a coffee up near the Eastern Sea, or what used to be the old Eastern Seaboard, and they have a lovely little coffee shop now there. And I thought, I wonder when Katie's moving back because we're going to go for coffee. Hi, Mom. How are you? Poor Mum's had an awful dose of a cold. Just a head cold, but an awful dose of a cold. So, sorry, I have to just, my other screen is on here. 3 weeks, brilliant. Sorry, I just need to, can I shrink that anymore? I don't think so. Anyway, it's just, that has big writing up because I'm old and I can't read the little ones. Siobhan's there. Yeah, no, Siobhan, she took day nurse and night nurse and she seemed to be fine. It seemed her shower actually seemed to lift it off her head. So whether it was just the hot steam just moved everything, I'm not sure. But yeah, my candle lighting tonight. See, I'm zinging myself or you know yourself. Jesus. I cannot wait to get this hair chopped. See that blonde bits at the end? Just someone actually was saying to me to go for a long bob, just to my shoulder, just below my shoulder, with curtain bangs. What do you think of that? I haven't had curtain bangs in years. I don't know what. No, my hair is nearly all one length now, all over. But yeah, I'm only massive. Skin on my forehead feels as dry. I have to put moisturizer on before I go to bed. So how is everybody doing? Hello, B. How are you? Elaine O'Shea. No, Elaine, I didn't try the turnip. I didn't try the turnip in the microwave yet. I will though. I will. Obviously, without the shit that's going on, I was just like, oh, I'll tell you why I didn't try the turnip and my microwave stopped working. I was going, there's something going on. Yeah, no, my microwave stopped working. It actually tripped out the house. Managed to get the microwave back on, but I think the bulb is gone in it now. You know, never a dull moment. Siobhan, if you're defo going bob, go slightly higher than shoulder or no one will notice. Yeah, I actually don't know what, right, so that's the length of my hair, so it's down to here at the moment. So I was thinking maybe that it's be a good 2 inches, 3 inches. See, initially what I was going to do was get loads of layers put in it. And someone said, yeah, that'd be nice, but why don't you try an all one length with them with side bangs? So might try. I'm actually going to Google. I think I'll Google it and look up some, what what you call it. Oh, pictures. They're the words. See? Oh, so yeah, so that's what I'm thinking of doing. But your woman wouldn't cut me hair. Well, I went in to make an appointment and she was like, all right, what do you want? I said, just something really different. You know, you're going, just want total change. She was like, all right, why? Why total change? And I was like, oh, well, you know, shit going on, da da da. And she was like, no, do not cut your hair when you're having shit going on, because if you cut your hair when you're in that mood, when that sorts itself out and you get into a good mood, or not good mood, but when you get into a different mood, you can look at it and go, no, what the hell have I done? So she was like, no, come back to me when everything's settled and you're like, okay, everything's done, I want my hair cut this way. She says, don't ever go get your hair cut in a crisis. I was like, okay. I always dye my hair when I'm in a crisis. Every time I used to find out I was pregnant, I used to dye my hair. Just a thing. You met the nicest Irish lady from Dublin at the grocery store visit in Seattle. Wow. Yeah, I think I just something. He's beside me. I won't look at him. Don't look at him. Don't make eye contact. But yeah, I think a bob would be nice. What part of the country are you in? I'm actually currently in Louth at the moment. This is the saga. Yeah, I'm currently in Louth. I'm just north of Balbriggan. So I'm actually sort of in Dublin. I think I have to go through Meath. There's like a little bit, the Bettystown, Laytown jots out, and I have to go through there. So but I'm near enough to Dublin. I always say Dublin because most people have never heard of Louth. So, but yeah, so that's what it. So update. I think I've come to a decision, as you may have tell from my demeanour. I'm a little bit less stressed out today. But my girls are coming up from college on Thursday for Carl's birthday on Friday. And I just want to run it past them and get their feedback and just get their opinion on it. There's a lot going on. Oh, geez, I hate saying this, that I can't talk about right now, but I can't because I still don't know the details of all the shit that's going on in the background. But this is separate to that, but it's not separate to it. It's sort of interwoven with it, and it's just so messy and so. Sorry, he's making his bed beside me. He's pawing at the thing to make. Yeah, sit down. You'll be grand, Jimmy. Be all right there, son. The dog thinks I'm insane sitting here talking to myself, but I think I have 3 definite options now, and I know all 3 of them are going to work if I want them to work. It's just what would now, because I have all 3 options and all 3 can work for me, and all 3 will work if I need them to. I'm trying to pick which one is best for me, but I'm not half as stressed because I know now if I decide route 1 is the best for me, I can make that work. Route 2, route 3. So I'm actually calm, I think. Not calm probably a bit of an overstretch. I'm a bit more content in the decision I have to make, and I know I'm going to make it, and I fairly know which one I'm going to make, unless the girls come up with some mad objection or some mad. I swear, hold on, he's just eating an electric wire. Sir! Cables are not for chewing. That's the second one tonight. Do not do it again. That's yeah. Anyway. So I am 99% sure what I'm picking. I don't know. As I said, I have 3 options. So out of the 3 options, I'm not 100% sure on which of the 3 options I'm going to go for. That's why I want to talk to the girls, get their opinion. And then, so I'm a Virgo. So as a Virgo, I am always in my head. Okay. I live in my head, as in I overthink in my head so much. And when I start overthinking, I tend to shut down. And I'm one of these people that I I'm if I have like this, a problem comes up and I'm just like, leave me the hell alone. I will come back to you when I have a solution or I have options, and I will tell you about the options I have. I'm not one of these people that can sit down and just share with everybody my problems and just work through it that way. I'm just not built that way. I am much more of a give me a pen, paper, my planner, and I will come up with plans in my own head. And when I have the solutions to my problems, I will then speak to people about it. But I actually, in fairness, I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and I wrote, as I was talking to her, I was writing down my plans. And that sort of really clarified it for me and gave me clarity in my head. I've totally, why am I? Oh, yes, I'm a Virgo. So I like to have a plan for the plan. Stop, sir. So my first option involves X. Okay, so when I get to X, what's my plan then? Or my plan is B, and this is what I need to do to ensure plan B succeeds. So I will always have, well, I always try and have plan A, B, and C, and then I will have plans for the plans. So plan A to succeed, for plan A to succeed, I know what I need to do, which is another plan. And then there's usually a plan within that plan, if you know it. But that's how I function. I have to sir, I have no clue what you just did. Get out. Get out. You're after your ball and you've knocked everything flying. My God. He is worse than having a toddler. Do you want your ball? I'm going to throw your ball. Go chase your ball. He is normally in bed and asleep or on the couch asleep. Sorry guys, I'm flying solo tonight. So if it takes me a while to read your messages, I'm not ignoring them. I just generally haven't had time to read them. So hello from subscribe to your channel. What age are your kids, if you don't mind sharing? You said they were getting driving lessons, but you did not look old enough to have kids. Oh my God, thank you very much. I am flattered. You've just made my day. My children are 18, 19, and 23. And I've only got my son who's 19 on Friday, which means for 6 weeks, him and Haley are both 19. There's only 10 months and 2 weeks between them. Yeah, sorry, no, it's not a personal question at all. If you'll see on some of my other, sorry, I am just so nervous of him at the moment because why today he decides to chew on wires. Mind you, he chewed on my, lads, my hair's annoying me. He chewed on, what you call it, the laptop charger. There is nothing there for you. Please go away. Hiding behind my chair does not mean I cannot see you. Oh, you're going under the table now. Oh my God, Tony. Come on, move your bum. You are like a grumpy old man. For those of you who are asking, that he's an English bulldog. But oh my God, he is such a big personality. Such a big personality. Let me see if I can get you in the frame. There, look. Tony. What you doing? What you doing? Oh, camera don't fall. Now, they all said it's bedtime. You need to go bed. But the girls will tell you he's very funny. When I'm going up to bed, he barks at me at about 11 o'clock to go to bed because that's our bedtime and that's our routine, and we go to bed at 11 o'clock. he gets halfway up the stairs and he stops. Because he wants me to turn around, because every night, obviously going to bed, I put the chain on the door, lock the door, pull the curtain over at the door. I do that, but he tops up about halfway upstairs and stops. But if I do it earlier in the evening, say it's a cold evening, and I'm not going in again, and I've locked up, I have to pretend to lock up again, because he will not move further up the stairs until we till I lock up. But yeah, so I don't know if any of you other any of you other Virgos out there, Elaine, I don't know if you are the same where you have to plan, but that is I would say it's one of my best attributes, but it's also my worst, because while I'm in that planning stage and trying to figure it all out, I just shut down. And it's no reflection on anybody. I know one of my friends was like, "You've just cut me off," and I haven't cut you off. It's just when all this is going on, I shut down till I know what I'm doing. And I can't help it. I've tried to be the one who, and talk about it, but I just can't. I just have to have a plan, But yeah, I mean, I was laughing. I was saying to Haley, like, obviously in the middle of all this, I talked to my kids and stuff about it. And I was saying to Haley, and she was going, "Well, we'll be fine, Mom." And I was going, "But, this, da, 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 da." And she just looked at me and she just went, "You always find a way, Mom." And in one part, I was so proud of the faith she had in me. And another part, I never felt so pressured in my life to find a solution. But I think I've come up with 3 of them now. And now I just have to, as I said, discuss with the girls, figure out what works best for us, figure out, if just in case there is something I have overlooked, or look at my ears. They are red. Someone's out there either bitching about me or talking about me nicely. I'll put my wet hair on them, cool them down. But so, and it's amazing, because once I could see the solutions coming, it was like as if and breathe, So that's right. And I mean, I know some of you were saying you were so worried, and I know I was, and I'm not normally a stress head. I'm not normally a person who gets stressed very easily. But I just, when it just like hit you. So yeah, but I can't get over the amount. Everybody's here. Everybody's here, bar my kids. My kids aren't here. And Siobhan, I'm not going to say anything, but you might have some news. Just thought I'd say. That camera. I've got, obviously, the camera I went out to buy there a while ago. You may have remembered it. But I keeps going in and out of focus. I don't know what I meant to do with it. But I was saying to Carl last week, he a lot of the time runs my lives. He mightn't have the volume up, but he watches for help messages or spam messages or anything like that coming in. And he was saying, "Jesus, Mum, you looked awful pale." And then my mother said to me, "Jesus, Darling, you looked awful pale." I was like, "Oh, but I think it's the lighting." So we've turned off the main. Sorry, my voice is gone. We've turned off the main light and put on a lamp. So I'm hoping I'm not looking as ghostly as I did last week. We have to figure out the camera, because the camera's quite high. Obviously, I'm down here, and there's a lot of space. I hate when that dog goes quiet, because he's such a loud breather and everything. And then all of a sudden he just goes quiet. It's like as if he holds his breath when he concentrates. Yes. Lee, you must be due to come over to Ireland soon. That must be coming up. SB is a Virgo too. Amazing the amount of Virgos. Sven. These are all Virgos. Funny, isn't it? I think Virgos are quite a common sign. But I was listening to I don't know what they were doing. They were talking about all the different star signs anyway. And they were saying Virgo tends to be the ones that they don't understand the most. I didn't think we're that complex. I don't know. 6th of March are due over. Brilliant. Annie, will you be over for, you're coming over for a while, aren't you? Because you're going off touring as well. You're doing a week. 2 weeks you're over for? Dolores, he is like he's worse than a toddler. At least a toddler you could put to bed and you could put in a cot or in a bed with. He's eating something else now. Sir, that is a Kipling monkey. You cannot eat the Kipling monkey. All right, just sit down and pretend you're doing nothing. Stare at the wall. But my husband will be there for 2 weeks. You're staying for 3. So will you have an extra week then, just you and your daughter? Obviously your housemates, but you and your daughter. That'll be brilliant. And that must be coming up near the college Easter break, because my kids are finished up. I think it's the 31st of August. No, 31st of August. Oh my God. 31st of March till the 17th of April, I think, is their Easter break. Sir. And that's when they're coming home. And I laughed. Hayley sent me a text and she went, where am I going home to? Where do I book my bus ticket to? And I just thought, oh, you poor pet, I haven't a clue. I don't know yet. I'll know by the end of the month. But yeah, no, they're getting a good break, I think. Totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, Tony has been going through the Tony has been going through the terrible twos since we got him. Well, no, since his birthday, really. He's unbelievable. And this morning, Cara was laughing. He, I can't reach the camera because you're in front of me. Just give me. Okay. This is what we're at the moment. He's having hugs time. I know, darling. I love you too. Go sleep. Go sleep. Okay. Down you go. Good boy. He is such an affectionate dog. He all he wants to do is be with you. Like, I'm sitting here. I know I'm giving out to him because he's at stuff, but his rug is beside me. He's literally sitting on his rug when he's not eating the electrical. Well, even when he's eating the electrical cables, he's sitting on his rug. But he loves just being near you, with you. I mean, there's no such thing as personal space. There's no such thing as anything with him. But he's my pal. And the other day we were watching the rugby. The laugh we had. Hayley was here. So not this weekend, the weekend before. Hayley was here, and I let such a roar because Ireland were scoring a try. Whatever happened, he came up and he put his nose straight to my nose, as much to say, "Shut up, just shut up." So, sir, come on out. He's under the table now. Oh, I give up. Hi Dee, how are you? But yeah, so lost my train. Yeah, so Hayley, she was asking me where she was booking her bus ticket home. Well, we don't know. We don't know yet. We're going to be with her white coat ceremony. She'll still be in class. All right, okay, that's not too bad. White coats, jeez. Doesn't it come around awful quick? Awful quick. Do you know the way Tony looks at me sometimes? It is with just pure love. Nothing else, just pure love. And then there's other times when he sits there and he side eyes me, and I swear to God he's the devil incarnate, and if he could stand up and hit me a box, he would. But yeah, going good, looking for tickets to come back to me. Oh my God, Dee. And when you're for September, okay, my birthday in September, Dee, you could come out for my birthday, but I don't know where I'll be living. So, are you coming back to bug me? Dee, you just bug me all the time. You can bug me from Texas. That's how. You don't need to be any closer to bug me. 1 year left. Oh, wow. That is flying in. Do you know what? I swear I'm blinking on the years ago. I really am. I am blinking. Deal. Got to keep you on your toes. Dee, you keep me more than on my toes. More than on my toes. Sorry, Dee, for those of you who don't know, Dee is a cousin of mine. She's actually my mother's first cousin. So, but I get on brilliant with her. Me and her just get on very, very well. I'll be back at the end of June because her best friend doesn't want to fly alone. Well, Lee, do you know what they say? Any excuse is a good excuse for you. So I wouldn't say they found it too hard to convince you now to fly over with her. I'm hoping, obviously depending on this year. This year is just the year that like anything could happen. But I am hoping to get away for Christmas this year. But I don't know, it might be after Christmas. When the kids all go back to college and stuff, I'm thinking of going, or just before they break up. But because I have the Tony, I'm looking at Spain or France or Portugal. I do need a break, Siobhan. I'll be honest with you, I really need a break. But look, shit happens, life happens. It is what it is. But are we not going to New York or to America, Siobhan, in October at some point? Or is that off the table now? Or what's the story? But sure, I'll talk to you offline about it. Before I break someone's neck, Siobhan, do you know what? My tolerance at the moment, because obviously I'm so in my head and so people are like, people are stupid. So not all people, but there's an awful lot of stupid people around. And I just, come on a cruise with me. I'm looking for a cruise over the holidays. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's fair enough, Siobhan. I mean, we can always plan it and just sort of go, right, do you know what? We leave everybody at home and just me and you'll go. Do you know what I mean? There's no rush. I mean, America's not going to go anywhere. Yeah. Where have I been in America? Oh, I haven't been many places in America. I've been New York, Philadelphia, Atlanta. No, I've never been to Philadelphia. Tell a lie. I've been to Atlanta. I've been to obviously Florida, Orlando, Miami. Been to Texas. Dee is from Texas, so I've been down to stay with her in San Antonio a couple of times. Went into Houston. I think I stayed overnight in Houston. Flew out of Austin, but never really been to Austin. There is one thing I would like to do. Before I die, but things I would love to do at some point is I would love to go on the train from Philadelphia, or maybe it's Chicago, to Los Angeles. I think it's called the American Eagle, or is that the one that goes to Texas? I can't remember. But anyway, I know I've been looking at them. Boston or Chicago, yeah. I've never been to either, Siobhan. So I'm up for anywhere. I'm up. I'd go anywhere. In fairness, it doesn't take a whole lot to convince me. If I have the money there, I'll go. If I don't have the money, I generally will find it somewhere. I know. He's asleep on the floor in front of me. He literally just, when I told him to get out, he just went over and just straight out on the floor like Superman. Do you know what, Dee? Maybe you should say to Mum about going on the cruise, because Mum is looking for anybody, and I have so much going on at the beginning of the year. Well, this first half of the year, I can't go anywhere. Chicago is beautiful. So I believe my first cousin lives in Chicago with his wife, and his two children live over there with his ex-wife. But anyway, they live over there, and I'm always saying it's one of the places I'd love to go, but it's just getting around to it. It's just, Kerry will tell you that when we went to New York, I brought Kerry to New York after the first cruise, and we went from 32 degrees heat to -6 or something, and she hated New York. Not New York, but she hated the cold of it. But it was also going from 30-degree heat to in the minuses, and it was freezing. It was Baltic, and she's never forgiven me for it. So I keep saying to her, I will go back with you. I'll go back with you. But I'd love her. I know it sounds terrible. They're all in college at the moment, so I'd love them either to sort of when they get their job and they get organised and to go back. It would just be nice, I think, just to go back when everybody's totally independent and they're not broke students, so everything's not resting on me. I mean, in fairness, they have said that they'll pay their, but I know myself, yeah, they might pay their ticket and towards the hotel, but then they'd be broke. So I'll end up buying stuff for them, or they'll buy the stuff and I'll end up paying for the, yeah. So the other thing I was going to say to you guys is this monetization thing on YouTube with the ads and stuff. This is all new to me. I haven't a clue, right? And I'm trying to watch as many videos and stuff on it as I can, just to try and educate myself, because I'm not. Jennifer, you're more than welcome. We did notice you were late. It's been noted. Thanks very much. But now, see, this is what's, I cannot keep a train of thought in my life. Oh yeah, the monetization. So there's things and they're coming up, and I can just see it here. Let me just have a look. There's a thing here called add a reaction. Haven't a clue what that is. Show your support. There's like a dollar sign. I don't know what that is, right? I think it's like a donate to the channel button, but I don't know. And please, no one feel obliged to even look at these. But I'm just, there's just all these new buttons. And I'm sorry if some people, because someone came to me and said, I can't believe you have super chat on, or super thanks, or thanks, or some, I don't even know what it is. And because obviously I'm the creator, I went in and looked at it, and because I can't see them because I'm the creator. So I had to log in with Carl upstairs and go through the video to see what this person was talking about. And he was like, yeah, it's a button there. He said, it's like as if, I don't know, someone wants to buy you a coffee. That's what they do. They send you the money for the coffee. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't switch them on, I don't think. Not that I'm aware of. I did not switch them on. They come automatically when you get over 1,000 subscribers. So please don't think, because someone thought I all of a sudden was out here pushing for donations or something. I don't know what they thought I was doing. I don't, and I never will ask people for money. I'm just saying this. I'm just whatever you're doing off your own bat is your own bat. But please, don't feel obliged. Sorry, I'm reading Siobhan's message. We, your management, do it if you have them still. I don't know what you're talking about, Siobhan. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, okay. Thank you, Lee. I literally went, and you know when obviously you get the book and this email comes in, it's because you're monetized, you're able to put ads on your thing. Brilliant. I just clicked them. And then this woman sent me the most horrible thing going, cannot believe you're out here now. Look, I was like, oh, please stop. Look, leave me alone. But yeah, it wasn't funny. I didn't find it funny. But it was, I actually found it funny because I had not got a clue what she was talking about. So Lee, thank you. I'll have to go in. I'll have to, as I said, I'm trying to look at videos to educate myself. But you're in tab. Okay. I'm taking names. Oh, you're very good. Oh, Lordy Lord. So yeah, so that's start. Sorry, Carl's just come down. Don't know what he's getting. Looking to see if he's getting something nice out of the fridge. Thinks I can't see him, but the dog pushed open the door so I can see. But yeah, so that's the crack. So you'll all be happy to know that I'm not as stressed as I was during the week or last week, and I apologize for being so stressed. And as I said, I'm not a moaner, I'm not a cribber, I'm one of these that usually just keeps it all to myself, but I was just so fucking stressed. Excuse my French. But sorry, take a drink of coffee. Yeah, well, Siobhan, excuse me, I had a big chat with you about it. So you sort of know more than what's going on than, you know. So you sort of know more of what's going on, but as I said, it's just so much. Yeah, Lee said, I'm not sure why stuff like that bothers people. Neither am I. I mean, it's a button that's there that no one has to click on. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, some people get very, very upset over things like that. And I just, as I said, it wasn't funny because she was genuinely annoyed and I sort of got such a shock. But I found it funny because I was so naive and so stupid, and I stood there going, I have no idea what you're talking about. That way I found it funny. Do you know what I mean? But no one has the right to be rude. No, and usually, in fairness, I will say I have Carol, Kerry, Haley are usually, sometimes they're in the background watching these. Sometimes Kerry will put them on, my mum will have them on, and there'll be comments held or there'll be stuff like that, and all of a sudden they're gone. And I know the kids have gone in and deleted them before I've read them, and they're very good at stuff like that. Or, in fairness, now, and there has been times where I have been wrong. I may be in a bad mood and I'm doing something and I read a comment, but I'll read it a certain way because I'm in a bad mood. So what I tend to do is when there's a comment that I'm like, oh, that's a bit, might be rude, but it mightn't be nice, shall we say, just, and I might say to Carl, can you read that comment and see what you think of it? And sometimes he'll go, that's fine, I don't know what. And it would be. It was just I was in a certain mood, in a certain mindset when I read the comment. And when I go back and read it, I go, yeah, no, it's all right, actually. Then there's other times I'd read a comment and I go, bit off, but okay. You know, it's not really rude. It's just not nice, but it's okay. And I've gone in to have a look at it maybe another time and it's gone. And Carl go, yeah, I read it. I didn't like it. I deleted it. And I'm like, fine. So I have a good sort of support team that way where they sort of, if they see something that they're not happy with or they're not happy that someone's saying to their mum, because remember at the end of the day I'm their mum. I know on here I'm just Orla, but to them I'm like, don't speak to my mum like that, you know. And it's a bit, so yeah. Hi Annie, how are you? You're always, you're why, what's that song, Siobhan? Why are you always in a mood? Yeah, that, yeah. I very seldom are in moods, but I have my moments. Yeah, no, they're very good. Um, but like Carl had no problem pulling me up, go, why do you think that's not nice? Or why do you think that's rude? Just let it go, like that's okay. And I go, okay. And they would be quite lenient on them. But as I said, you can read, same with text messages, you can read text and stuff, um, whatever mood you're in, that's the way you read a text message. Okay, Lee. Well, listen, have a great one, and we will talk to you soon. But actually, she'll go out and check. Lee actually has a lovely channel where she does hauls from the Dollar Tree, stuff like that. Great ideas, and that's actually funny enough. I start watching Lee's channel when I was getting ready to go to America, just to see what was in the shops and stuff. And there was that, that I sort of went, oh, that's unusual. I wouldn't mind getting that. So if you get a chance, pop over and have a look at her channel. I'll try and link it below. That's after the live because I can't. It's beyond me to link it while we're in the live. So yeah, so that's it. That's, you're fairly up to date now. I actually said to my mum before I came on the live, because I had to have a conversation with my mum before we came on the live, you know, as you do, because we're on the live. You need to have a conversation before the live. Not that she isn't watching me on the live, but I was saying to her, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to talk about. Yeah, and she's a lovely person. She really is a lovely person. Um, but yeah, so so that you're up to date. So you know I have three options. Three options. Have to discuss it with the girls before I tell you my options. Obviously, out of manners, respect for them. They are family. I want to discuss it in case there's anything I've overlooked. And then we will have the decision made. Has to be made this week because next week I have to know exactly what I'm doing. I used to watch Extreme Coupon all the time. Funny enough, America, I think, is the only country in the world that does it couponing like that. We don't do couponing. We're often given vouchers, excuse me, but we wouldn't do couponing as such. There's the odd thing that might come up in a magazine where it's like, oh, or Tesco's used to send out, didn't they? Where it was like, you can get this product for free if you bring in your club card and your voucher, you could get something for free. Usually sanitary towels or stuff like that. You know that that was staged. The show paid all the money. Really? Oh, I didn't know that, Siobhan. I know there's a few people who do coupon, and I've seen like smaller wouldn't be that extreme, but there'd be. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm sorry, sir. Carl woke you up coming down. I apologize on his behalf. Don't start puffing your cheeks out. That's why they stopped making. Oh, I didn't know that, Siobhan. Siobhan, you're a wealth of information. Useless information, but information nonetheless. Yeah. So, anything planned for the coming week? Defo useless. But a lot of information. A lot of information. There's a lot of information stored there, Siobhan. But any plans for the week? Anything happening? Jennifer, are you doing anything? Oh, have you heard back from your doctor with the paperwork? I did answer you, Jennifer, I think. Guys, I'm sorry I am so slow at getting to some of the comments on the videos and stuff. Still quiet and lame. Oh, bless you, Jennifer. Sir, there's nothing here for you. There's only coffee, and you're not allowed coffee. That's me. Again, I'm guessing another 2 months before I hear back. Jennifer, would you not just go to the doctor that has the original paperwork and just give me a copy of all the paperwork? It's my paperwork. And just get it back off them. That's shocking. Actually, Jennifer, I'll be honest with you, when I saw it coming through, I can't remember what video you messaged it on, and you said you'd gone into the doctor with no paperwork, so you just sort of said, go away till I get the paperwork. I actually thought, I was so sad for you. Yeah. Oh. So, Jacinto, hello, pet. She's in from Kilkenny. Elaine, I'll show up just working. Yeah, I know, Elaine. John Conway's there. Yeah, we know you're late. Yeah, Dolores. We might get some snow. Oh, you're in Seattle, of course. So you're quite north. Do you know, I'm trying. It's funny because years ago, I don't know if Dale Carnegie, how to make friends and influence people or something. And one of the things he always said was, remember things about people. And it's funny because like Jennifer pops up and I remember the knee and the doctor, sort of, and I'd have it. Sir, it's a shadow of the light. He's barking because my lamp is on and the lampshade of the light is on the ceiling and he's barking at the lampshade. Unless there's a spider, but I can't see a spider. No, it's definitely just the shadow. But yeah, it's funny because it's one thing I've sort of, I don't know, for years, I've sort of trained my mind to remember some things. Like my ex-partner's boss at the time, he had a daughter. His daughter was born, and the only reason I remember it was New Year's Eve and we had to cover for him. But I remember that daughter's name is Harriet. And every time I see him sort of in the years since, I go, oh, how's Harriet keeping? How do you always remember her? But I try and remember little things about people. Back to school, midterm. Of course, because obviously I have no kids in school, I do forget about the midterms and the bits. I was thinking that I should have the records but I signed back in June for the records, so where are they? I have no idea. But you know what, Jennifer? I know in Europe, under data GDPR, whatever all that stands for, it's your data. You can go in and request, and they must give you a copy of all the files they have, anything they have on record for you. Hang on, sorry, I watched the Banshee of Innisfree last night. How did you find it? I actually thought it was cringeworthy. Carl didn't mind it. But I know a few people have thought, no, it was a horrible movie. I know that people have gone, yeah, it wasn't too bad. So it's very, very mixed reviews, the Banshee of Innisfree. In like Flynn. Stupid. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's mixed reactions. I didn't mind it too much. John Flynn, aka Christopher O'Rourke. Yeah. Oh, where's Elaine going? I now have to find this. Elaine, 2 weeks going to Chicago. That's my plan. Oh, Elaine. Can we all just tag along? Can we do like a girls? Can we all just tag along? Do you see Icelandic Air are offering the free stopover in Iceland? If you book with them, I think they fly to Boston. But you can add a stop over in Iceland at no extra cost. Obviously, I presume your hotel and stuff's extra, but the flight is a direct flight and they don't charge you then. Yeah, so we get St. Patrick's Day off. We get the bank holiday. If it falls on a weekend, we get the following Monday. And if it falls on a Wednesday, we just get the Wednesday. We get the day it falls on. But I haven't celebrated St. Patrick's Day in years. I used to go into the parade when I was younger in town, but then that was just full of tourists and stuff, so I stopped going into it. And when the kids were small, we used to just go to a local parade, but they don't really have any interest in it at all. Bacon and cabbage. Oh, corned beef. I don't like corned beef unless it's sliced for sandwiches. It's the only way I like corned beef. I don't like boiled corned beef. Love bacon and cabbage. Love a bit of bacon and cabbage. You turn 18 this week, geez. That's so. Not 80 odd. Yeah, she's going down. She's staying in the Glen Eagle in Killarney for a couple of days with her friend. I love Killarney. Always love Killarney. It's just we always stayed out in, I can't think of it. It's a caravan park where you rent the mobile homes. We always stay out. Dolores D is not turning 18. She is no more 18 than I am. That woman's in her 80s. She needs to calm down. That's what she needs to do. 81, I think she meant, not 18. And I'm not being funny when I say that. She is actually in her 80s. I tell you, you'd want some energy to keep up with her. I'm just making sure I don't run over his tail. It's actually very unusual because he's a bulldog. I never cropped his tail. I hate cropped tails. They're unnecessary. But I do forget sometimes he has a tail and I just stand on it and everything. I don't think I'd like to go back to being 18 again. Have to do all this crap again. No. But Jennifer, you look awful young in your pictures. Obviously, that's all I can see, pictures, but you look awful young. But yeah, so Mom is the type though, she'd go on it. Like if I rang her up tomorrow and went, Mom, I've saw a cheap holiday going here, she'd be like, yeah, I'm gone. She just. Yeah, but I don't think that works that way. You can't go back to being 18 with the knowledge you have after living a life. You have to go back to the young, naive 18. I mean, when I think of when I was 18, I thought I knew. I thought I had the life summed up. Like, I thought I knew it all. Jennifer, you look awful, awful young. You're only a year younger than me. You could be years younger than me. You look awful, awful young. I actually thought at one point I was looking at your picture and I was saying, I wonder if that's a picture of her daughter she has up. That's how young I thought you looked. Now, there's a compliment for you. Start the week with a big head. Sorry, I'm just reading back up the comments. So, Jacinto, where are you thinking of going? I used to always love taking the kids to the zoo. Spend days, spend hours in the zoo. I used to go somewhere. I actually bought, the annual passes for the zoo, and I think it meant you could have one adult and 5 children, or one adult and 6 children with you, or 2 adults and 4 children. It was something like that. Oh my God, Jennifer. Good genes, good genes. But yeah, the zoo was always and to this day, I'd go back to the zoo. No problem going back to the zoo. Wow. 63. It is, age is but a number. D is like, yeah, D has great grandchildren. So she has, which I think is a feat just in itself. I am actually more impressed with the fact that she can remember the name of everyone, all of them. I can barely remember one name and calling my kids, let alone and there's not hordes, it sounds terrible, but like there's a good few of them in it. Oh, I don't know. So Jacinto will have to tell us where she's heading off to. Just say 18 to get a rise out of people. Jesus, D, we'll have you up for, what do they call them? Catfishing. We'll get a really nice picture of you up. And then you turn up and they're expecting an 18. You said, no, sorry, hit the wrong keys. I hit the keys backwards. I'm 81. Oh, that'd be funny. But yeah, so, oh my God. Oh, this fella's chewing on his reindeer antler. That's why it makes such a hard wallop when it falls. So does anyone do anything the weekend? I don't even know what day of the week it is. Is it Sunday today? Today is Sunday, isn't it? I have to check. Sunday. It is Sunday. Oh, Carol will be 19. 19. That's my baby. Well, apart from Tony, but that's my babe. He turns 19. Haley's turning 20. Kerry's turning 24. Seriously. Do you know what, Jacinta? I'm going to be honest with you. Cruises aren't half as dear as what you think they are. I've been on 2 cruises since 2018. And the only thing I will say to you is book it well in advance and pay it off and cover everything in it. Your gratuities, your drinks, obviously your food and everything is included. But we always went for the drinks package, which gave unlimited drinks, alcohol for the adults and non-alcohol. Well, all my kids were non-alcohol, and ice cream and stuff. And it's not as dear as what you think it's going to be. And we always book it like, Jesus, a year in advance, easily a year in advance. And we'd pay everything off. So when we got there, we literally had nothing to pay, bar the few bob that you spend. And if you go ashore and you want to buy something from the port, like Siobhan never went to quit. They're brilliant, Siobhan. I would highly recommend them. The first one we went on, we were probably all a bit nervous because none of us knew what to expect. The second time we went on, it was just, we were so much more relaxed because obviously we knew what we were doing. We had a fair idea, and I think they were a year apart or 2 years apart because we had the pandemic in between. But yeah, you go on. There's no like. Well, I've obviously having three big teenagers that eat their weight a day. Um, Carl, there was 20. I think it was a 22-hour buffet. So no matter what time of day, you could go down, you could get snacks, you could get food. He actually loved the one. We used to laugh because there was a wellness center in the on the boat, but in the buffet there was a wellness section on it, and where they did like fresh fruit salads, healthy stuff. Carl would eat fresh fruit salads till they came out his nose, and he would literally be walking towards her and she'd have them ready for him, and he would go through maybe 5 6 a day. But it was great because it was there was no, mom, can I have a tenner to, I want to go up and buy lunch, or it was just unlimited. And it was nice. You had your shows, your live music, everything was just included, and I liked that. I liked the fact that they did little Broadway shows, mini versions of them, and you could go. And it's a great way of, we say you're Sasha Siobhan, it's a great way of introducing her to a lot of different musicals. And like, I know the one we were on, they had an opera one night. They had Madame Butterfly. They had the man in front of us. I think it sort of shocked the kids. The man in front of us was bawling, crying the whole way through. Now they're only on for like an hour. They're not full productions, but they're enough that gives you a taste of different things. And I loved that. I loved that whole cultural experience, and it was great for the kids. They were all included. Bars that had live music on, they were all included. But we loved, most of all, was sitting on the deck, especially in the morning. Well, especially I was smoking at times, so sitting there when you were smoking, and they'd have music going, they'd have quiz going on the outside deck. So if you wanted to smoke, you could sit there. And there was only a small section that was smoking, obviously. The rest was all non-smoking. But you could sit out on the deck. They bring you your coffees, but everything is included, Siobhan. And as much as a cruise will say, it's like going to an all-inclusive hotel, and you'll have no problem paying a good price for that. So it's the same, except you're going to different places on the boat. So I would recommend it 110%. And the only, I did hear that the ones that do the Mediterranean, as in a stop every day, can be quite busy, because every day you're getting off the boat and you're going on tours, or you're in Rome, or you know what I mean. Where we've done a Caribbean cruise where there's sea days and there's not as much to see on when you do get to the islands. You could just go to port and get back on the boat. I found that much more relaxed and much more slower paced. So I do believe the ones in the Mediterranean, from what I've heard, are much faster paced, because there's always something to do and see, because the ports are so close together as well, you know. Yeah, D has a, what was how many did you say you had, D? Cruise, I recommend cruise. You have 11 grandchildren, 23 great grandchildren, and one great grandson. But yeah, D is fighting stage 4 cancer, and my Jesus, does that woman fight. Miss May, hello, how are you? So, quick question, Ashes, guys. So every day, I don't know if you've noticed, you probably haven't, but you may have. I am trying to do, I got a notice of YouTube, and it said, to help grow your audience or help do this, you need to upload shorts. And I thought, well, what the hell do I upload for 15 seconds? So I've started uploading every day, my lunch or my breakfast. I'm not great breakfast eater, but some days I'll get up and have breakfast. Some days I tend to have a late breakfast, brunch, lunch effort, and I'm uploading that onto the shorts. And then I upload the dinner. Have you seen it? What do you think of it? What's your input? Give me feedback. Sorry, there's a hair or something tickling my arm. D. Roberts, thank you. Thank you, Jacinto. Dee is the type of woman, if you meet her, you'll never forget her. She has an impact on everyone. Do you like them, Jennifer? I wasn't sure. Obviously, this is the thing, right? YouTube are going, you need to do this, you need to do this, and I'm going, okay, right. By the time I figure out how to do it, it takes a while. Okay, usually I have to call Carl and he has to sit down. God bless, sir. He has to sit down and he has to go through it with me. Oh, sorry, he forgot his mat and he's trying to pull his mat. And I was like, what do I do? Yeah, I wasn't sure. So I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to just stick up shite like and go, I'm trying to fill 15 seconds with something. I wanted it to be some way productive. I love Ricardo. Eve, he is such a messer. And because I'm dishing dinner and I'm going, hang on till I record this, and he's going, Mom, please let me eat. I'm going, you've just had a bowl of cereal an hour ago. You're not that, you're eating your dinner. And he just loves, and it was actually Jennifer, I think, who said it once. She loved hearing his voice in the movies, and or in the movies, not in the movies, yeah, on the videos. And ever since then, he's in the background, and he's like, "Come on, Mom, can I eat? You haven't fed me all day, Mom." And I'm going, "Oh my God, I fed you an hour ago. Shut up, people." And he's a messer, and I think he's a messer more because he knows I get flustered because I don't know what the hell I'm meant to be doing. Patricia, how are you? All the way from County Galway. Jennifer, he's such a brat. He really is a brat. And I like the girls to be laughing and saying, you let him away with murder because he's the baby. I may have, but it's coming back on me now because he's a brat. He is a brat. Oh my God, my coffee's gone cold. Here, anyone else, right? Quirky thing. I can drink coffee cold if it's given to me hot. Okay? As in, if I made this cup of coffee, it was hot. That's fine. It's gone cold now, but I can still drink it because I know I made it hot. If someone offers to make me a coffee and they give it to me and it's like tepid or nearly cold, I can't drink it. It makes me gag. What is the story with that? Dolores, whereabouts in Galway did your grandparents come from? My mother lives in Galway. That's where she is at the moment. I do laugh, right? And it's so funny because I was talking, as I said, before I go on the live, so to be talking to her, because especially if I know there's something going to come up on the live, and I mightn't have said it to her, and I just want to say it to her just because, as I said, I hate them being taken by surprise. But she'd say to me, "Oh yeah, I'm going to watch your live tonight." I said, "All right." She said, "Yeah, I'll put you on the telly. You can cast onto the." I'm like, "Ma'am, seriously, like, I like you on the telly." I find it funny. I think the kids find it cringy. Oh, Lordy Lord. Yeah, lads, I don't know what's I can't keep my train of thoughts at all. Oh, I'm taking magnesium and I'm taking my multivitamins. But I think do you know what I genuinely think? I think I just wasn't sleeping well, and now my brain's all over the camp. He's gone out. Hang on, I have to let him go back for his wee wee. In Uachtarard, gee, funny, I always used to stop in Uachtarard. When they used to have the playground, where the picnic area is now. They took away the playground, but when that used to be a playground, I used to always stop there. I used to fly down the road, especially when the kids were smaller, and I used to travel in the evening time. Now, this would be the summer. I'd travel in the evening, and I'd get as far as Galway, and I'd usually stop and buy just some picky bits, and then we'd get to Uachtarard, and we always used to stop in the playground and let the kids out to run that last bit of, because obviously going down was fairly quick. But even when I was small, I used to stop. We used to stop in Octorard. That's when we used to have to go the old way from Dublin to Galway. And do you know what? Octorard was the first place a random man ever. I remember now. Here's a memory being pulled. I was smallish. I was probably 7, 8. I was small because I was walking on that small wall that goes along there. Are you back, sir? And I remember my mum was walking beside me, or maybe she wasn't. She was walking near me anyway. And an old man, I'm sure he's dead and buried now, but an old man came up and he had the hydrangeas. He had a little bunch of them. And he came over and he handed them to me. And I remember I went red, obviously, because I go red at everything. And he handed it to me. And I remember thinking, oh my God. And my mum must have been near me because she was there. I remember her being there. And he said to me, he said, every pretty girl deserves a random man just to give her flowers. And I thought, oh. And he gave me a little bunch of flowers. And I remember that as long as I live, I remember that old man. And he came up and he just handed me this tiny, it wasn't tiny because they're quite big heads. It was a small little bunch of flowers. It's pretty flowers for a pretty girl. Even now to this day, it's such a happy, and it meant so much. Sorry, I all of a sudden it'll take a jump and I'm like, I'm totally lost. Yeah. Your old man. The waterfall shrubbery, yeah. Your niece is doing research. Have you done any of the DNA research? I can't think of the name of them. I think I've deleted them all now at this stage. Where you do your DNA and you get matched. That's actually quite good. We used to go for picnics back in Leenane. Yeah, cooked chicken, crusty bread, and a bottle of lemonade. I know. When the day, I remember going, I was going to say going home, but when we used to go down with Dad, and we'd get there, my uncle would be taking turf off the bog, and I remember going up, and I remember obviously being smaller, I couldn't work the full day on the bog. I mean, but I remember I used to go home with Mum when she'd come up at lunchtime. I'm probably more of a nuisance than I was a help, but I wanted to be wherever my dad was. I just wanted to be with him doing the turf. And I remember my mum coming up with the picnic and the bottles of milk. She loved them. They're absolutely gorgeous. The milk just always tasted nicer. But yeah, back in Leenane, myself and Haley were back in Leenane. We were driving up. Geez, we could have been driving to Letterkenny. But we stopped. There's a lovely little cafe after opening in Leenane now. Is it the Purple Door? Absolutely gorgeous food. Did your landlord just back your rent way up? We just moved last month due to high rent. Literally, I got a phone call, Lisa, and it wasn't the landlord himself. It was his secretary or his woman who looks after the rent. And she said, your rent and it's well below market rate. We haven't put up the rent in the last 2 or 3 years, blah, blah, blah. And this is what we're putting it up to. And I went, yeah, Lisa, he just said this is what we're putting up. Now, it was a weird conversation because it started off, he wanted it at 1,900. And I went, I don't think I can do it. Now, I'm paying 1,500 at the moment. It is a 4-bedroom house. It is near Dublin. I get all that. And yes, it's below market rate, but it's not my fault that he set the rent too low at the beginning. I mean, I'm not going to complain to him. So then it was like, maybe we could do 1850. And I went, I still can't afford it. And he was like, okay, well, look, have a think about it and come back to us. That's the last I've heard from him. Now you're going to do the DNA. I did the DNA test. Oh, here's one for I got the results. Well, obviously got the results of my DNA test ages ago. But the kids think it's hilarious because my DNA test came back as you can guess, Irish. You know the way it breaks it down, it goes You can be 50% or 60% Irish, 20% Scottish, Scandinavian, so 3% Scandinavian, whatever. Mine came back and went Irish, 100%, full stop. And of course, the kids thought this was hilarious because they're like, "Oh my god, there's nothing else there." We went and they say, "Do you want to drill down further into it?" And I was like, "Yeah." They drilled down further, and it was just all Ireland. There was nothing. I'm not even 1% of anything else. I'm just 100% Irish. And yet, that's extremely rare. That I was reading somewhere, and they were like only 3% of a country's native population are 100%. Normally, there's like a mix of something else in there, but not in my DNA. Apparently, there's 100. I'm just 100% Irish. It's very funny, very very funny. Explains some of my weird and wonderful traits. Inbred for centuries. Ours went up to 3K. Oh my god. Lisa, what part of America are you in? Do you mind me asking? Yeah, I mean, she was putting on this big sub story about how the rent was so low compared to other houses in the area. Well, I didn't set the original rate. But yeah, so we're in all weird and wonderful type of dynamics here. But as I said, I think I know fairly much what I'm going to do. I just have to, as I say, run it past the girls, just in case there's something I've overlooked, just in case there's something I haven't taken account of. You know yourself, you think you've all your bases covered, and then it's like, nah, you don't. But yeah, other than that, it should be fine. It should be fine. We won't be homeless ever, ever. Touch wood. I mean, if worst comes to worst, the five of us will move in, my mum. But yeah. Oh, I don't. Siobhan's still there. She's gone awful quiet. No, what's up with her? Where's she gone? But yeah, so that's it. As I said, I'm not sort of freaking out at the moment yet. I would probably be. But I think when things do decide to move, I think they are probably going to move fairly fastish. But if someone's saying to me, like, there's so many things going on this year, and not all bad, okay? Not all bad. Let's get that out there. It's not all bad. Everything's happening for a reason. I'm very much in what's meant for you won't pass you. So if it's happening to you, it's obviously something was meant for you. Anyway, irrelevant. Side point. This year we're contending with Carl's doing his leaving cert. He's applying for colleges. We had this rent thing going on. We have this other shit going on. Come September, Carl's, oh please God, is going to go to college, and I'd be I'd be living on my own or with my mum. Which is strange because I'm either going to go back to when I was 19 and be living with my mummy, or it'll be the first time ever in my history and I've lived on my own. So as much as it's terrible, all these things are happening, it's not really. It's all, I actually, one part of me is so excited for the adventure of everybody, Carl's new start, my new start. I might be still here, depending on how everything works out. But look, time will tell. Time will tell. Right, lads, I think I'm going to go. My throat is absolutely killing me now. The dog's asleep again, so I think it's definitely time for bed. It is a worry, and I'll be honest with you, Jacinto, for probably about 3 or 4 weeks. This all started kicking off back last November when my mother, last September when my mum fell. Then in November we found out her leg was broken. Then we had to go to the fracture clinic. Things all went from there. But there's nothing, that sounds terrible, there's nothing in life control me. But I don't think there's much that life control me that I can't handle. It may take me a while. It may take me a couple of weeks. It may take me shutting down and stepping back. But I will always find a way through. It mightn't be a conventional way through. It might be whatever. I don't know. It might be that I go back to Spain. There's an option. Go back to Spain. Let the kids all go to college, go to Spain. That could be an option. Who knows? I don't. But I've been known to do worse things in my life than leg it off to Spain for a couple of months, years. Yeah, Jennifer, look, I lived with my mom for the first 19 years of my life, but I have no problem doing it again. You know. Good night, Jacinto. We will try and do these chats every 2 weeks. I don't think I could do them every week because, to be honest with you, they drain me. Not in a bad way, but I just have to talk so much. The girls are up next week, so that'll be interesting. Carl's birthday next week, 19, big boy. Hear him snoring. I swear to God, that just be on my head. He sleeps in the pillow beside me. Then he toddles off and gets off the bed and jumps down the floor. But initially, to go to sleep, he puts that head on me. Get the decluttering kick into high gear. Oh my God, Lisa, funny enough, in all the things that's been happening, the thought of having to either A, declutter so I'm ready to move if that's the option, or packing to move if that's the option. I can either put my stuff, get it ready, put it into storage, anything like my Christmas trees, all of them, I can get all them into storage. The thoughts of doing it are killing me. The thought of actually, I looked at my bookshelf and I went, oh shit. Are you doing a penny shopping vlog? I am actually. I was going to do it this week. I just didn't have the time. I had other stuff that I had to take care of in between this week. I just didn't have the time. But I was meant to be going up to the one in Swords. I was going to go up to the big one in Swords because the one we have here is tiny. And I'd probably walk around it in 10 seconds flat. And the reason I want to go to Penny's is because one of my cardigans went into the washing machine. Obviously, washing my cardigans. And there must have been a wire from a bra got stuck in it. Now, I have since taken it out and the washing machine is fine. But it destroyed one of my cardigans. It was one and there was it ripped the thing on it. So I need to go buy a cardigan. I did see a nice cardigan in Dunn's, which is like a green colour. So, but I want to go up and have a look in Penny's. But I find, Elaine, very hard to go up and shop in a shop if I don't need anything. I don't like going in and just walking around the shop and video. But if I'm up there looking for something, I don't mind going in and doing it. So I am on the hunt for a cardigan. That's what I'm going to go to Penny's for. So I'm not sure if it'll be this week because obviously with Carl's birthday coming up, the girls coming up Thursday. I have to collect both of them off buses. I don't even think they're not. One's coming from Galway, one's coming from Donegal. So they'll be all different times. So I haven't. That's Thursday gone. Wednesday. Oh lads, I did all my washing, and just one day I got so fed up. I did all my washing and folded it and put it up on Kerry's bed, thinking about put all the stuff away. I haven't put it away yet. Now she's coming home. So I have to get dug into there as well. So I don't know if it'll be this week, Elaine, but it'll definitely be either. If it's not this week, it'll be the week after. Siobhan, you saw lovely big ones in Penny's. I'm looking for, as I said, the washing machine at my cardigan. So I need one. And you know me, I don't wear jackets. I'm not a jackety person. I have one jacket to my name. But I love my cardigans. I live in my cardigans. So yeah. Plus, I think it's time we changed up some of the cardigans. Some of them are as old as myself nearly, so they need to be rehomed. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rehome some. Actually, that's what I'm going to do, is rehome some of them because an awful lot of them are fine. I just have worn the arse out of them, so they need to be. Battery keeps bothering me. I bought lovely ones in Dunn's, €20. Oh my God, so warm with pockets. Siobhan, it wasn't not short, but a box one. I saw a lovely one in there. It was green and it had, I think, 3 big buttons down the front of it. And it looked a really, really thick cardigan. Absolutely gorgeous. I saw a lovely top actually, but there was only one that was an extra small. I thought, yeah, my right arm would fit into it, and that's about it. But yeah, I'm hoping, as I said, once things settle down, things settle down, I'm hoping to get back into the rhythm again. Do you know what I mean? I've just, obviously there's been a lot going on. Yeah, didn't see them, but I'll send you the photo in the morning. The grey one, lovely. Please do. As I said, I'm just looking for. I was going through pictures, and Cara was looking. We were looking at pictures. I don't know what we was doing. Oh, on his phone or something. And he says to me, he says, "That's a picture of Spain years ago. Oh, look at me, I'm looking so young." Blah blah. Blah. So you're wearing the same top you're wearing tonight? I thought, oh Jesus. And we're talking 10 years. So I thought, okay, Orla, you really need to get yourself together. But yeah. And is there anything in particular, Elaine, you like looking at in pennies? Is it the fashion? Is it the homeware? Is it the yeah? Is there anything in particular you want? Because I could probably break it down into 2 or 3 videos. Oh my god, yeah, Siobhan. But the sad thing was, it was the exact same top. That is the sad thing. I have a couple of tops like that. Even my mother looks at them and goes, "Can I throw that out?" And I'm going, "No, it's comfort. It's my comfort top. I can't throw my top." Yeah, I know, Siobhan. But there's certain tops you just wear because it's your top. You wake up and you go to, it fits you and it's comfy and you just stick it on. But yeah, I think sort of 10, 15 years later, the kids are sort of going, "Okay, mom, please." Oh, I don't know. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Right, lads, I'm going because I'm sitting here. We're waffling. We're waffling 1 hour, 30 minutes. We are waffling. Jennifer, stop laughing at me. Not nice. Look at me, poor ears are still roaring red. Who's giving out about me? Oh, the pennies. Oh, okay. I'll do my best for you, Elaine. I will do my best. Right, lads, I am going to go. The pup's asleep, so I'm going to go put on my dishwasher, go to bed, and then wake up tomorrow, please God, with decision made, ready to go. Sinead, how are you? Good night, sweetheart. I do, Siobhan, I do believe the light is coming. The light is coming. Night on. Good night, everybody, and I will talk to you in my next video. Take care of yourselves.